Hello everyone. In the last video we have been saying about cardiac glycosides. These cardiac glycosides have inotropic properties. So if you want to increase myocardial contractility, these cardiac glycosides can be given. Okay. So in last video we have been seeing about pharmacological actions of cardiac glycosides, and today we will see the rest of the properties of cardiac glycosides, which are pharmacokinetics, adverse effects, contraindications, interactions and uses. So let's start with the pharmacokinetics of cardiac glycosides. So so under pharmacokinetics, we have oral absorption rate. It is about 60 to 80%. The second is plasma protein binding. It is about 25%. And the time course of action, the onset is about 15 to 30 minutes after the digoxin is given. Okay, the peak course of action will be about 2 to 5 hours after the digoxin is given, and their total duration will be 2 to 6 days. The plasma half life of digoxin is 40 hours, which is very important. Okay, so let's see the ninth point. The route of elimination is renal excretion, as it is excreted via kidneys. And the last point is route of administration. It is administered via both orally and intravenously. Okay, so the eighth point states the daily elimination rate. It is about 35%. About 35% of total toxin is eliminated daily. Okay, it is eliminating daily. Okay, so we completed pharmacokinetics. Let's see what is in adverse effects. Yeah, adverse effects is very important to know, as you know about the use of a drug. Okay, so in adverse effects of digoxin, 25% of patients receiving digoxin therapy develop one or other toxic symptom. Yes, 25% of patients who are receiving digoxin will have the toxicity. Okay, so this adverse effects is divided into extracardiac and cardiac. So let's see what is happening in extracardiac adverse effects: anorexia, nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, diarrhea, fatigue, disorientation, psychosis. So it involves GIT and also brain. Okay, so in cardiac we can see arrhythmia and pulsus bigeminus, which is a most common adverse effects of digoxin. Okay, pulsus bigeminus is very common. And partial to complete AV block. Yes, the AV block, if the person have partial AV block, it will be converted into complete AV block. And the next is VF, ventricular fibrillation; AF, atrial fibrillation; AFI, atrial flutter. These are the adverse effects. Yeah, so we completed adverse effects. Let's see what is under contraindications. So under contraindications, we have hypokalemia. The patient who is suffering from hypokalemia are not advised to take digoxin because they are expected to have digoxin toxicity. And elder patients and the patients who have renal or several hepatic diseases should also not advised to take digoxin because they can also get digoxin toxicity. And the patient who have thyrotoxicosis may get digitalis arrhythmia if they take digoxin. And ventricular tachycardia patients, if they take digoxin, the ventricular tachycardia can be converted into ventricular fibrillation. And as I told you already, this partial AV block can be converted into complete AV block. And the last one is Wolff Parkinson White syndrome. There, the ventricular fibrillation and the blood re-entry chances can occur if these patients have taken digoxin. So next is interactions. The digoxin should not be given along with these drugs. So if the patient is taking diuretics, we should not give digoxin because it can cause hypokalemia. Okay, I hope you know what happens if hypokalemia occurs. And it should not be given along with adrenergic drugs because it can cause arrhythmias. And we should not give this with propranolol, verapamil, diltiazem. Propranolol is a beta adrenergic blockers, while verapamil and diltiazem are calcium channel blockers. We should not give with these things because it can suppress the AV conduction, and we should not give along with calcium because it can cause toxicity. So that's what the interactions. So next we completed contraindications, interactions, adverse effects, pharmacokinetics. Last is uses. So the only two uses are cardiac arrhythmia and heart failure. Cardiac glycosides are given in only these two conditions, cardiac arrhythmia and heart failure. Okay, the question of the day: what is the plasma half-life of digoxin? I hope you all know the answer. Just leave the answer in the comment section. Yeah, thank you.